we got to talk about this topic, and I'm gonna keep it brief because I think we've actually answered a lot of it earlier. But for the sake of the EPL and what's happened with regards to Klopp, the success that he's having Liverpool challenging on all fronts, he's expected to remain until 2026. Pep has a contract that has him at Manchester City until 2023. With the I believe Manchester City fan, full disclosure, you guys know that's why you tune in. I think that the fact that Klopp has signed this contract and is locked in till 2020, 26, Pep now has the leverage to say, hey, Manchester City, here's what I want to renew because if I don't and I move on, after 2023, you're handing this league to Jurgen Klopp. You're handing this league to Liverpool, and the titles that I've been able to prevent them from winning, they will be winning. I think that Pep now has that negotiating bargaining power. Would you guys agree or disagree with that? And I'm gonna start with you, Prince.
Uh, I'll take it as an overall thing. So I just think if he leaves City, he doesn't go anywhere else. He's only leaving City, maybe coach the national team before he retires.
Mhm.
City gives him everything he wants without question. He has unquestioned authority and power over who's bought, what happens, who goes where. And I just it,
I'm gonna give you
if
one
he's
one one correction. He does have the say and huge influence in terms of the style, the type of player that he does want, but he has been told no in terms of acquisitions, right? So there he's wanted players in the past that it's been told no, we're no longer buying anyone in this transfer window. But
such
but
as
what
Yeah, let's hear
what
this one.
what do you mean? What
Yeah,
do you mean
I
such?
need an example of that.
What,
Let's hear this one.
what do you mean
That's a
such as?
very bold claim.
I think
No,
maybe
there
it's
was
more of
there was no one acquired. There was no one acquired before Grealish last year.
because they were hoping for Kane.
No, but again, so when Kane doesn't come, right? You're not. It's not like you. No one does this. No one says I only want this player. If I don't get him, I don't want a replacement, right? So it was told, this is the caliber of player that you want. Not happening. We're not filling the gap, and that's what I mean by that.
Oh well, I mean, even Pep is smart enough to realize that Harry Kane is not worth 180 million or 150, whatever it was they were quoting.
Hmm.
I mean, that's obvious because imagine if you spend 150 million on a player that I don't know this year. What he has 2 years remaining on his contract, you can get him for 100. Spurs, I
Yeah,
think, weren't also willing to sell just because they're like
they weren't
new
willing to
coach.
sell. No, the
Yeah,
rumors were that Levy was not taking any. He wasn't entertaining the
no,
sell of
yeah, and he's
Kane.
also tough.
You put 180 million in front of him, I guarantee you he takes that.
Yeah, but who's
Yeah,
He said
the
no to
Kane's not
that's
worth
150.
the thing. It has to
180
be
though.
like exactly. You'd have to put stupid money, stupid even for your for City's pockets to make that work. And if I'm Pep, I'm like, you look at it this year. I mean, everyone knew this going into this year. You have two phenomenal young strikers who are either free agents or available relatively cheap compared to today's markets. You have Mbappe and Haaland, right? They tell him, hey, we'll get you Grealish. Superstar Prem performer, I would say one of the best Prem performers of the year. We'll get you this phenomenal winger. Hold on till next year, and you'll have your pick of either Mbappe or Holland. We'll see who we can get. If we don't get either, maybe we can revisit this Kane thing,
Mm,
right?
hmm.
But
Hmm.
I think it's because look at your dollar for dollar value that you're going to get for Holland or Mbappe is significantly greater than you're going to get for a 30-year-old Harry Kane.
Yeah, 100%. It's good business.
Exactly.
I'm not in disagreement of
Yeah.
that. I as as dangerous as Kane would be in the Pep system, I was still very hesitant because Kane's had his occasional injuries, right? And I'm also old school in the sense where the next striker after Aguero, I didn't want it to be like an established guy within the
Yeah.
league. You know what I mean? But that's the fan in me. So
Mhm.
so Ribs, with regards to the deal and it being until 2023, do you think that the league needs the league needs to retain a manager like Pep, or else Klopp and Liverpool run away with it?
No, because before Klopp got there, it was just Pep. Like
No, no, that's not
that
true.
was just
That's not true. Klopp was in the league before Pep.
Yes.
he
Klopp,
was.
yeah, Klopp came
Yeah.
to Liverpool, then Pep came to Manchester City the following year. I know it doesn't
Hmm.
seem that way because Pep's success has been like ridiculous, but no, he came after Klopp.
I mean, think about it. Klopp started with his striker being Mario Balotelli, I believe, right? That was that year that they had
City legend.
Balotelli.
City legend.
Oh my God.
But
I
City,
remember
don't.
that,
is there
right?
such a thing as a city legend? I don't know,
Stop
man.
it. Yes. Yes, there
There was
is.
Dude.
Balotelli. I think that was the year they bought Balotelli, Ricky Lambert. Who was that? No, that wasn't.
Ricky
Was it?
Lambert.
Oh,
Oh,
that
Skull,
was
a
that was
skull. I
Luis
think it
Suarez.
was.
No, that was the Suarez money. They bought Ricky Lambert. They
Yeah.
bought Balotelli. They bought who else did they buy? They bought a few other people that just didn't really pan out. To what's the? He's not Turkish. They had like a young winger kid they bought from like Benfica who didn't do anything, and they spent like 25 mil on him.
I don't know.
When you said Turkish winger, I thought under, but no, he didn't come from Benfica.
No.
no.
So,
Maximovic or something like that. I don't know.
so Tyribs, you were thinking that like,
I could have sworn Pep has been in the league longer than Klopp, but I mean, I feel like it still will be no big deal because we'll just see how. We'll also have to wait and see how Arteta does with Arsenal if
so
he does manage to turn it around.
right.
Tuchel is on his way to becoming a great manager. He's not there yet, but like I think that Chelsea lineup, it's kind of shaky to me. Like they're losing so many key players.
Yeah, and
Losing
the club's in
They have
disarray,
bad
right? The club's they've lost their owner.
yeah,
They can't even make
they're
decisions on who to acquire because they need an
exactly.
ownership first. Yeah.
Exactly. And then they have players like Lukaku who are openly disrespecting the club.
Yeah,
So like
so this is what I'm saying though. So let's walk it through. So obviously the 2022-2023 season needs to happen, and
yeah.
so that is next year. Let's say things remain as is. Arsenal gets stronger. They're battling. They're challenging with Chelsea with regards to the third spot. Okay, let's be conservative, right? I'm going to be conservative, and let's say the battle between first and second, Liverpool and Manchester City, continues. At the end of that season, with the exit of Pep, now in the 2023-2024 season, um, do you think would the assumption, by Ribs, I don't want to put words in your mouth, would the assumption be that Arteta and Arsenal will now fill that gap and challenge Klopp at for top of the league?
I don't think it's crazy. I think it's a possibility. They would have to make some really good signings still. Like I said, their squad is there like somewhat skill wise, but they just need a few like more like players like veteran type players.
But we're assuming that guys that on their team aren't going to get older.
Mm-hmm.
You think
Mm.
they're all going to be at this clip for the remainder of their time there? I mean, how
No, I'm
old is
expecting them
Mendy?
to
How
develop
old
and
is
improve a little bit.
Fabinho will be done in 2 years.
Oh yeah, true.
Henderson's
Yeah.
done. For me, Henderson's done, but everyone loves him. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Um,
Yeah.
the
Screw
kids
that guy.
on the kids on the wing, Van Dijk, Salah. You have young Diaz, you have young Jota, but Firmino will be gone as well. And by the time the kids at Arsenal are in their prime, Liverpool won't have those players anymore. So you have to keep reinventing new players to come in and keep playing that style. I don't think there's that many players out there like that.
Also,
Yeah.
I feel like you forget to mention if Pep leaves, who does City bring in, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there's a kind of like a an assumption that
Pochettino.
City.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
the reason why I didn't Prince, sorry, the reason why I didn't
no, sorry.
throw in that scenario is because Ty Ribs earlier said that when a manager like that leaves, there's a
There's a
drop
fall
off.
off.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
I was just holding to
Well,
that scenario.
we were kind of like mentioning it when I was on my way home from work, and I see like if Pep leaves in 2023, do you see a team led by Luis Enrique being competitive in the Prem. We were talking about it because Luis Enrique comes from the same school of thought, the same
Right.
play, the same,
Mhm.
is
He
there
followed them
much
at
change?
Barca. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there much change? Not necessarily, because look at it, Barca. Was there that much change? No.
No.
It essentially continued the same system with maybe minor tweaks depending on personnel. But
Okay.
That's why you can't rate
again,
Pep.
it,
Wait, what?
boy, I mean, you could say the same. You could say the same thing though for a lot of managers that follow another manager. I mean, I don't know. I just
There's
feel
one way to play at Barcelona, right? So
I mean,
everybody
clearly,
knows.
there's not one way to play. They were in eighth earlier this year.
Oh, you have to play.
Someone jacked that one up.